Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finally, Kody asks Janelle and Meri for financial help to avoid bankruptcy, rejected him. In a shocking turn of events that feels ripped straight from the most dramatic corners of the Sister Wives universe, whispers from insiders and rabid fan speculation suggest that Kody Brown, the once proud patriarch who often bragged about his empire of wives, children, and coyote past dreams, has allegedly reached the point where the financial walls are closing in, and for the first time in years, the man who once demanded loyalty and obedience from his plural family is now the one begging for help. According to the jaw-dropping chatter, Kody, facing mounting debts, dwindling reality TV checks, legal costs, and the devastating possibility of bankruptcy, supposedly swallowed his pride and went crawling back to two of the very women he drove away, Janelle and Meri, asking them to bail him out financially. But if he expected sympathy or even a small lifeline of cash, insiders say he got nothing of the sort. Both Janelle and Meri allegedly slammed the door on his desperate pleas, with one source claiming the rejection was so icy that even Kody's bravado couldn't hide the sting. Fans who have watched the dissolution of Kody's relationships for over a decade are eating up every morsel of this rumor, because it represents not only karmic justice, but also a shocking role reversal in which the man who once called the shots is now scrambling to survive. The alleged chain of events starts with Kody's finances unraveling behind the scenes. TLC's Sister Wives is still on air, but reports suggest paychecks aren't what they used to be, especially with fewer wives participating in filming. Add to that the expensive properties in Flagstaff, the constant taxes due on the undeveloped Coyote Pass land, and years of tension-filled spending habits, lavish holiday gifts, impulsive car purchases, flights, and allegedly wasteful donations, and it's easy to see how Kody's financial empire might be crumbling. The most jaw-dropping part of the rumor is that he allegedly confided to close associates that he was weeks away from being unable to make payments on both mortgages and feared the dreaded B word, bankruptcy. That's when, according to the whispers, he turned to the two ex-wives he had once treated with such callous disregard, Janelle, who left the marriage with nothing but her independence and resilience, and Meri, who had been emotionally sidelined for years but still managed to build her own bed-and-breakfast business and create multiple income streams. Fans can practically picture the moment. Kody, with his trademark dramatic hand gestures and wild curls, trying to put on a convincing performance as he explained to Janelle and Meri that the family, meaning himself and Robin, needed help. Insiders suggest he framed the plea not as a bailout for his own mistakes but as a shared responsibility, reminding them of the years they had all worked together as a plural unit. The irony, of course, is that Kody has spent the last several seasons of Sister Wives dismissing Janelle and Meri's concerns, ignoring their needs, and funneling most of his time and energy into Robin's household. So when he finally approached them with his alleged request, the rejection was swift, sharp, and more brutal than any of his infamous family sit-downs. Janelle, who has built a reputation for pragmatism and financial independence, allegedly told him she had no intention of funding his mess, reminding him that she herself walked away from the marriage with practically nothing after years of contributing to the family pot. Meri, for her part, is said to have responded even colder, allegedly reminding Kody of the years he left her emotionally isolated before telling him she wouldn't give him a cent. "You made your choices, now live with them," is the line fans believe she could have delivered, echoing her long-simmering resentment. The rejection, if true, has sparked a wildfire across the fandom because it symbolizes a dramatic shift in power. For decades, Kody dictated who had access to resources, who could build homes, who was prioritized when it came to land ownership, and who had to wait in line. But now, in what many are calling karmic justice, he is the one being told no. On Reddit and TikTok, fans are reveling in the rumor, posting memes of Janelle and Meri slamming doors in Kody's face, mocking the irony of him begging the very women he once demeaned, and debating whether Robin encouraged him to make the calls or whether this was his own last-ditch effort to cling to financial survival. Some even suspect that Kody's plea wasn't just about avoiding bankruptcy, but about saving face in Flagstaff, where the family's property woes and ongoing debts have become increasingly difficult to hide. This alleged meltdown also has broader implications for the family narrative. If Kody truly did ask for financial help and was denied, it suggests he has reached a breaking point, both personally and economically. Robyn, his only remaining wife, is rumored to be panicking behind the scenes, fearing not only the humiliation of bankruptcy, but also the collapse of the comfortable lifestyle she carved out with Kody after the other wives left. For fans who have long believed Robyn was the architect of the family's downfall, the thought of her finally having to face financial consequences is being viewed as poetic justice. "They built a castle on sand," one fan wrote in a viral thread. Now the tide's coming in, and Janelle and Meri aren't going to save him. What makes this alleged storyline even juicier is the possibility that TLC cameras captured at least some of it. If producers were rolling when Kody made his emotional plea, or even if Janelle and Meri discussed it afterward, it could become one of the most explosive arcs in upcoming seasons. Imagine Kody confessing in a confessional that he feels betrayed by his former wives for not helping him, conveniently ignoring years of betrayal they themselves endured. Imagine Janelle calmly explaining why she won't fund a man who once told her she could have nothing when she walked away. Imagine Meri, her voice steady and tinged with vindication, reminding viewers that she found her own way financially while Kody left her to wither on the sidelines. For fans who have followed the saga for over a decade, this would be the ultimate full-circle moment. And perhaps most importantly, the alleged rejection by Janelle and Meri isn't just financial. It's symbolic. It represents these women fully closing the chapter on Kody's control, refusing to let him dictate their futures or drain their resources anymore. It's a reminder that they have survived without him, thrived without him, and no longer need him to define their lives. In contrast, Kody is now portrayed as a man cornered by his own mistakes, watching as the empire he once controlled crumbles piece by piece while the women he underestimated stand taller than ever. Whether or not the bankruptcy rumors are confirmed, the image of Kody begging for cash and being denied will linger in the fandom's imagination for years to come. And if TLC decides to spin this into a major storyline, it could very well become the defining scandal of Sister Wives season 19 and beyond, proof that the patriarch who once claimed to have all the answers now has none. Kody's financial crisis deepens. His desperation backfires as Janelle and Meri deliver the coldest rejections yet. The rumor of Kody Brown's alleged plea for financial help from Janelle and Meri isn't just another headline in the ever-twisting saga of Sister Wives. It's the kind of jaw-dropping reversal that fans have been predicting for years, but never expected to see play out in such a dramatic fashion. To truly understand the gravity of this supposed meltdown, you have to rewind and look at the bigger picture. How Kody once stood as the self-proclaimed leader of a sprawling plural family, controlling resources and dictating choices, only to now find himself hat in hand, allegedly begging for assistance from the very women he once dismissed. The irony is so thick that fans are practically choking on it, turning the story into an instant cult moment of karmic justice across Reddit, Facebook fan groups, and TikTok commentary channels. According to behind-the-scenes chatter, Kody's desperation didn't come out of nowhere. The cracks in his financial fortress have been visible for years. The land at Coyote Pass still sits empty, saddled with property taxes and unfulfilled promises of dream homes. The Flagstaff housing market hasn't been kind to the Browns, either, purchasing multiple homes at inflated prices while juggling taxes and legal fees has weighed heavily on the family's pocketbook. On top of that, TLC allegedly isn't dishing out the kind of massive paychecks the Browns once enjoyed. With Christine, Janelle, and Meri stepping back, the show's dynamic has shifted, and the network knows audiences aren't paying to watch just Kody and Robyn spiral. So when whispers spread that Kody's financial cushion had evaporated, it wasn't entirely surprising, but what stunned fans was who he turned to for help. Insiders claim Kody first tried to mask his desperation with charm. He allegedly approached Janelle under the guise of wanting to talk about the family, a phrase that once served as code for hashing out financial logistics during their plural marriage days. But Janelle, ever the pragmatic one, wasn't fooled. He wasn't asking about the kids. He wasn't asking about holidays, one supposed insider dished. He went straight to money, how much she had, what her side businesses were making, and if she'd be willing to invest in helping him stay afloat. For Janelle, who walked away from the marriage with little more than her independence after years of putting her own finances into the family pot, this was a slap in the face. Fans can almost imagine her calm but firm tone as she reminded Kody that she had spent decades contributing while he mismanaged funds, only to be left with nothing when she walked away. Her rejection wasn't just about the money, it was about reclaiming her worth. Meri's response, according to the whispers, was even colder. For years, viewers watched her fade into the background of the family dynamic, with Kody openly admitting he no longer considered himself romantically connected to her. She was sidelined emotionally, financially, and even geographically at times. But Meri, through it all, found ways to survive. She built her bed and breakfast business, she carved out new friendships and opportunities, and she forged a life that no longer revolved around Kody's approval. So when Kody allegedly turned to her with his plea for financial rescue, it wasn't just insulting, it was poetic. After all those years of rejection and dismissal, now he's the one being rejected, one fan noted in a viral TikTok. According to rumors, Meri may have delivered her rejection in just a few cutting words. "You left me to drown. Don't expect me to throw you a rope now." The fandom, unsurprisingly, is reveling in the spectacle. Social media has exploded with memes of Kody knocking on Janelle and Meri's doors only to be met with sarcastic one-liners. Some compare the alleged scenario to a Shakespearean tragedy, with Kody cast as the once mighty king now reduced to begging his exiled queens for coins. Others point out the sheer audacity of Kody expecting financial loyalty when he rarely extended emotional loyalty in return. On Reddit, one user summed up the sentiment. He told Janelle she had nothing when she left. He told Meri their marriage was over. And now he wants them to pay for his mistakes? This is karma cashing in big time. But while fans laugh, the stakes for Kody are no laughing matter. Bankruptcy isn't just a personal embarrassment. It could unravel what remains of his family's already fragile foundation. The creditors could come after property. TLC could lose interest in a storyline that no longer has the same draw. And perhaps most humiliating of all, Kody could go from patriarch of a sprawling plural family on national television to a man publicly known for losing it all. For Robin, who has clung tightly to Kody as her partner and provider, the thought of bankruptcy looms like a nightmare. According to Chatter, she is deeply fearful not only of losing their lifestyle, but of becoming the face of his downfall. After all, many fans already blame Robin for Kody's decline. If financial ruin is the next chapter, she risks being permanently cast as the villain in the saga. Adding even more fuel to this rumor is speculation that Kody's alleged plea might have been caught on camera. TLC producers are no strangers to milking drama, and if even a fragment of Kody's financial desperation was captured, it could form the backbone of an explosive new season. Imagine the confessional footage, Kody railing about being abandoned by Janelle and Meri, painting himself as the victim of their coldness, while the women calmly explain why they refused. It would be the ultimate reversal. Viewers finally seeing Kody on the receiving end of rejection, his bravado stripped away as his ex-wives claim the last word. The irony of the situation hasn't been lost on anyone. For years, Kody controlled the family purse strings. He decided who got land, who got homes, and how resources were divided. Janelle famously invested heavily in the family pot, believing in Kody's dream of building on Coyote Pass, only to walk away with nothing tangible to her name. Meri, meanwhile, was often left to fend for herself financially, even as she contributed when needed. The alleged plea flips the script entirely. The man who once dictated financial terms is now at the mercy of the very women he tried to silence. It's a cinematic twist worthy of its own spin-off. And yet, despite the humor and vindication fans feel, the rumor raises sobering questions about the long-term consequences for the Brown family. If Kody is truly facing bankruptcy, what happens to Coyote Pass? Will the land finally be sold off, ending years of empty promises and broken dreams? Will Robin be forced to downsize, leaving behind the lavish home she once cherished as proof of her secure place in the family? And what about Kody's reputation? Can a man who once proclaimed himself the leader of a plural family recover from the image of begging his ex-wives for money and being turned away? For now, the fandom waits eagerly for confirmation. Some believe court filings will eventually reveal the truth if bankruptcy proceedings begin. Others are convinced this storyline will surface in the next season, teased by TLC's dramatic trailers with ominous music and cutaway shots of Janelle and Meri shaking their heads. But even if it never makes it to air, the rumor itself has already cemented a permanent place in the Sister Wives canon. For fans, it is the ultimate validation, proof that karma has a long memory and that the women who once stood in Kody's shadow now stand taller than him.